Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
नमो
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ओम
Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय।
Vasudevaya.
Sing the Jayarada Madana. We're just starting now, Lalita ji.
I
You're
forgot.
discussing some other
Sorry,
things.
I totally forgot.
No worries. It's fine. It's fine. We're just, you come at the right time.
Yeah, thank you.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
जय
Jaya
राम
Radha Madhava
कुंज
Javihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
जय गोपी जन
Gopijana Vallabha
गिरिवर
Giridharadhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
यशोदानंदन
Yashodanandana
व्रजजन
Vrajajana Nandana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
यशोदानंदन
Yashodanandana
व्रजजन
Vrajajana
रंजन
Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira
Vanachari.
Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna
Yamuna Tira
Tira
Vanachari.
Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava
कुंज
Kunja Vihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
जय गोपी जन
Gopijana
वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
Giridharadhari
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
यशोदानंदन
Yashodanandana
व्रजजन
Vrajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
यमुनाती
Yamuna Tira
वनचारी
Balachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
यमुनतीरा
Yamuna Tira
वनचारी
Balachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
जय
Jaya Radha
राधा
Madhava
माधव
Radhari
कुंज विहारी
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
हरे
Krishna
कृष्णा हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
रामा
Rama
हरे
Hare
रामा
Rama
राम
Rama
राम
Rama Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna.
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Hare
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna.
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
Hare
हरे
Hare
Rama
Rama.
Hare
Hare
हरे
Rama
राम
Rama.
राम
Rama
राम
Rama. Hare
हरे हरे
Hare.
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Sri Radhe
Jaya Radha Govinda
गोविंद राधा
Radha Govinda
गोविंद
Radha Govinda
गोविंद
Shri
श्री
Radhe
राधे
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana
Sachinandana
Gaura Hari.
Jaya
Jaya
Nitya
Nitai
Sachinandana
Sachinandana Gaura
Hari
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Jaya
Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Bol
Hari
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 Bol
Bol,
Hari
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 Bol
Bol,
Bol
Nitai
Nityai
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र सतऋषि श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील इसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की
Jai
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai
नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai
जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
Jai
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय।
Jai
मथुरा धाम की जय।
Jai
गंगा माई की जय।
Jai
यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की,
Jai
भक्ति देवी की,
Jai
सामवेद भक्त वृंद की।
Jai
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Deshatarine. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Krishne Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Sudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
ॐ
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya
So today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 14, which is the Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, or the material, three modes of material nature, verses 26 and 27, and then we'll complete the chapter 14. So I'll just share the screen, and this is the verse that we are going to discuss today, this and the next one. So let's discuss this. Mam chayo avyabhicharena
Mam
Mam
Chayo
Chayo
Abhyavicharena
Vicharena
bhakti yogena sevate
Bhakti
Bhakti
Yogena
Yogena Sevate
Sevate
sagunan samatityaitan
Sagunan
Sagunan
Samatityetan
Samatitetam
Samatitetam
brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Brahma
Brahma
Bhuyaya
Vyaya
Kalpate.
Kalpate
So word by word, mam
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 onto me,
unto
to
me
me
cha
cha
also,
also
also
yaha
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 a person who
a
a
person
person
who
who
avyabhicharena
Avyavicharena
Avyabhicharena
without fail
without
without
fail
bhakti yogena
Bhakti
Bhakti
Yogena
Yogena
by devotional service
by
by
devotional
devotional
service
service
sevate
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 renders service
render
renders
service
service
saha
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 he
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 gunan
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 the modes of material nature
the modes of
Modes
material
of
nature
material nature
samatitya
Samati
transcending
Samatitya
transcending
etan
transcending
Etan
Etan
all these
all these
all these
brahma bhuyaya
Brahma
Brahma Bhuyaya
elevated to the Brahman platform
elevated to the
to the
Brahman
Brahman
platform
platform
kalpate
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 becomes.
becomes
becomes
Translation: one who engages
one who
One who engages
in full devotional service
in full devotional
devotional
service,
service,
unfailing
unfailing
in all circumstances,
in all
all
circumstances,
circumstances,
at once
at once
transcends
transcends
transcend
the modes of material nature,
the modes of material nature,
material nature,
and thus
and
and
thus
thus
comes to
comes to
comes to
the level of Brahman.
the level of
level of
Brahman.
Brahman.
So this is a very fundamental verse of Bhagavad-Gita, 14.26, and very strongly this verse helps us to understand how we can be established in our original consciousness. And this original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. So generally what happens is we have this consciousness, and this consciousness is getting directed into whatever we put our focus on. And how is the consciousness getting focused on a particular aspect? That is through the medium of mind. So consciousness by itself is has nothing to do. This is what Krishna says. Ahankara prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ya pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Very beautiful verse. Krishna says that all the activities are actually being performed by prakriti kriyamanani. So the modes of material nature acts on this body and this mind, and depending on what mode is acting on me, I will act outside accordingly. So if there is predominantly mode of goodness, and it's a combination, it's a catch-22 as well, in a sense that it's a cycle. So the modes can affect me, and then I will be in a particular state of mind. Or if I have control over my mind, I can actually make my mind situated in focusing on Krishna. So mana eva manushyanam karanam moksha bandhanai bandhaya vishaya sangha mokshaya nirvishaya mana. Very beautiful verse. Uddhared atman atmanam natmanam vasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhar atmaiva ripuratmana. So Krishna says that, so the mind itself is our friend, and mind itself is our enemy. Bandhaya vishaya sangha, or it is conditioned. So when the mind, so consciousness by itself is Sachidananda. It is, consciousness is eternal. That means there is one thing, that when this body comes in, I am conscious of this body. But before this body came into existence, the consciousness was there. And after this body goes out of existence, the consciousness will still be there. So that is what is na jayate mriyate va kadachit, Krishna says. That at no point in time were we born, and because we were never born, we will never die. So who is taking birth and who is dying? It is this association of me, like when I very strongly think that this is the only existence, the existence in the body is the only existence, then I'm taking birth. Because I think that I'm this body, so I take birth. I think that I'm this body, therefore I die. But if I know that this is like a cloth, as Krishna very beautifully gives, vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinanti naroparani tatha shariraya vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. So Krishna says that just like we take off the old cloth, put on a new cloth, the living entity gives up the old body and puts on a new body. So this is our original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. But the moment I get this body, my consciousness gets diverted into Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nrinam Santi Sahasrasa Apashyatam Atma Tattvam Graheshu Grahamedinam. Very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is said by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Shukadeva Goswami is son of Vedavyas. Parikshit Maharaj is grandson of Arjuna, son of Abhimanyu. So Shukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj that, and we know what is this? So basically what happens is Parikshit is cursed by Rishi Shringi that you'll be dying through the bite of a snake called Takshak in 7 days. And then Parikshit Maharaj wants to know what he should do in his last 7 days. because interestingly enough, his name is Parikshit because he was saved within the womb of his mother Uttara by Krishna himself. Because Ashwathama put in a Brahmastra into the womb of Uttara to kill Parikshit Maharaj, and Krishna personally came there to protect Parikshit Maharaj within the womb. So that is the Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita that my devotee shall never be vanquished. Arjuna, you declare it on my behalf. Why he says Arjuna to declare it? Because Krishna sometimes can break his own promise. But when a devotee declares on behalf of Krishna, that is like a ironclad promise. It can never be broken. So, and there is an example as well in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. What happens is one day Bhishma takes an oath that the next day I'm going to fight in such a way that either the Pandavas are going to get killed or Krishna will have to defend the Pandavas himself. And Bhishma Dev fights in such a way, and then Krishna takes in a chariot wheel and stands in front of Bhishma Dev. And so he indirectly breaks his own promise, because one of the promises that he says is that I will not take any weapon in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But the chariot wheel is actually not a weapon, but he actually held it and he was holding it in defense of the Pandavas. So it was like indirectly he was breaking his own promise. So this is an interesting thing that Krishna, he is very like, if he gives bhakti to someone, then he personally gets sold out. Mukti dadachit karichit smana bhakti yogam. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says that I give people liberation, but very, very rarely I give bhakti, love for me. Because once Krishna gives bhakti, he himself gets sold out. That it's kind of unbelievable. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. So he is actual enjoyer of all the sacrifices and penances. He is the actual proprietor of the whole universe, both material and spiritual. And he gets sold out himself. It's kind of amazing that way. So, and this is Bhakti Yogena Sevate. So when we look at this particular verse, the important words here are Avya Bicharena. Avya Bicharena means unalloyed. So Ahai tuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Save pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje. Ahai tuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. It mentions, what it mentions in Srimad Bhagavatam is that is the real dharma, a paro dharma, the supreme transcendental religious activity. What is it? Bhaktir adhokshaje. Love for Krishna, who cannot be seen by the blunt material eyes. We cannot, like for example, the Lord is present in the form of his energy everywhere. Recently, the Narasimha Jayanti was over. And one of the interesting and the most influential aspects of the Narasimha Jayanti is when Narasimhadev himself appears. And he's appearing from that pillar. And he's like Hiranyakashipu says, if your Lord, Prahlad, you say your Lord is everywhere. So he should be there in this pillar as well. So Prahlad says, yes, he is there in the pillar. And then Hiranyakashipu breaks the pillar and there comes Narasimhadev out of the pillar. So this is that when one has got that love for the Lord, premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, santa sadaiva hrudeshu vilokayanti. When the eyes are anointed with the salve of love for Krishna, one is 24/7, every moment, one is in connection with Krishna. That is what is Avya Bicharena Bhakti. That constantly, without any cause, that is what is called Ahai Tuki. Generally, devotional service, in the beginning stages, devotional service is Artho Jignasu Artharthi. There is Artha, if I am in distress, if I want wealth. But Jignasa is good, inquisitiveness. Inquisitiveness is a little bit higher level of bhakti. The lower levels of bhakti is when I'm distressed or when I want wealth. Then I'm going to the Lord and I'm asking, oh Lord, I'm distressed, please remove my distress. Oh Lord, I want wealth, please give me wealth. So this is like initial stages of bhakti where there is an expectation from the Lord that, Lord, please give me this, please give me that. There's nothing wrong. The initial stages are like that, unless one is actually in a very high advanced state of existence. The other two stages, inquisitive and one in knowledge, they are the higher stages. Inquisitive people, they want to understand why there is suffering. So for example, this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. The moment I have birth, that means if there is a date of birth, then there has to be date of death. And between date of birth and date of death, there has to be Jara, Vyadhi and Jara. Vyadhi is different types of diseases that will happen because this body is, in the material world, the body will certainly get some disease or another, unfortunately. That is the nature of this material world. And the body will also grow old. So these are the real challenges in this material existence. And the people who have got this inquisitiveness, they will try and understand, why is this? The trigger might be something else. The trigger might be some mental distress, or you can have two people having different views and they are fighting with each other. So all these things happen. These are all other types of distresses as well. It says Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik, three different types of distress that happens to us. One is coming from my own body and own mind. The other is coming from other living entities. And the third is coming from natural calamities and things like that. So all this, this is the nature of this material world. So Avyabhicharani Bhakti is that Bhakti which is independent. It does not, one might be in the best situation and one is still, every moment one is thinking of Krishna. And one might be in the worst situation and one is thinking of Krishna. So that is Ahaituki Apratihata. Ahaituki is, it has no cause. Just, I'm loving Krishna because I love Krishna. There is no reason. So that is Ahaituki. Apratihata is, it cannot be checked under any circumstances. So one might be among Yogarato va Bhogarato va Sangarato va Sangavihina Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam Nandati Nandati Nandatyeva. Very beautiful words by Shankaracharya and Bhaja Govinda. What Shankaracharya says is Yogarato va Bhogarato va. So Yogarato va means one who is cut from everything else and focusing on Krishna. That is Yogarato va. Other is Bhogaratova. Bhogaratova means I'm enjoying my senses with sense gratificatory people. Sangaratova, Sangavihina. So whether I'm with people or whether I'm without people, whether I'm enjoying the senses or whether I'm not enjoying the senses. Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam. When the mind is totally fixed on Krishna, Krishna is Parabrahma, Nandati Nandati Nandatyeva. Such a person is in unlimited ocean of bliss without any beginning and without any end. Ramante yogina anante satyanande chidatmani iti rama padena shav param brahma bidiyate. Very beautiful verse which says that a real yogi is enjoying a bliss which has no end. It has no beginning, no end. Any kind of sense gratificatory happiness has a beginning and an end. Adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. But the real bliss that has got no reason. It is just there. Any so kind of happiness that we get from the senses is actually the real root cause of that happiness is the bliss within. Why? Because it is because of consciousness that I'm able to enjoy anything. The moment the consciousness goes out of my body is dead. It starts decomposing. It has no value. So therefore, that is the important aspect here. So this Avyabhicharana is extremely important, that it has no cause and it cannot be checked in any circumstances. It is just free. It is like constant flow of love for Krishna. There is no reason for that. Just this is what there is a story. It's a very beautiful story. It says, the story says that Krishna gets a headache in Vrindavan. And then he says that my headache will go only if one of my devotees or one of my close associates give the dust of their feet to to me and I apply the dust of the feet on my forehead, then my headache will go. Interesting, huh? And then this goes to different people and all, and everyone is afraid of doing that because they say that, how can I do this? This is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Huh? I cannot do this papa. It is like it is a sin, literally. Huh? How can I want to get the dust of lotus feet of the Lord? Why should I do that? But this goes to gopis, and gopis immediately say, please take as much dust as you want. We want Krishna's headache to be cured. So that is bhakti. That is pure bhakti, actually. That is prema. Prema pumartho mahan. So there, the only thing that the devotee wants is to satisfy Krishna. Nothing else. Nothing else matters. That is avyabhicharani bhakti. That is like unalloyed, pure, like gold when it is 24 karat is in a molten state. It is like that, a 24 karat gold without any mixture of any kind of other metal. That is pure love for Krishna. So Krishna says when one is in that state, avyabhicharana bhakti, bhakti yogena sevate, Krishna says sagunan samatitetan. So then one is not under the influence of the three modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. One transcends those modes of material nature. Sagunan samatitetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Brahma bhuyaya means that understanding that I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. That I am never separated from Krishna. Separation is an illusion. So that is very strongly established in someone who is in that avyabhicharana bhakti. That love that has got no trace of any other thing other than love. That is pure. That is unadulterated. Generally, sometimes what happens is you got this jnana yogi and you got this karma yogi. So the jnana yogi has got a little mixture of this jnana, this understanding that I am Brahman and Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. That is the jnani's position. Understanding that Brahman is the only truth and everything else is a relative reality. It's not the absolute reality. So all those aspects becomes a little bit tinged. The pure love becomes tinged with a tinge of jnana or a tinge of karma. Karma is like fruitive activities. So doing some activities with an expectation of result, or considering that doing these activities is also needed along with bhakti. So that is not avyabhicharani bhakti. That is like a bhakti which is karma mishra bhakti or jnana mishra bhakti. So therefore, Rupa Goswami also gives a very beautiful definition of bhakti. He says that anyabhilashita shunyam. One of the definitions Rupa Goswami gives is that shunya is zero, right? Anyabhilashita. No other desires. All the other desires are zero. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam. And there is no trace of jnana and karma. Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. And when one is anukul means for satisfying Krishna. So you got anukul and pratikul, right? Anukul is whatever I'm doing for satisfaction of someone. Pratikul is I'm doing to hurt them, actually. It's just the opposite. So whatever activities one is doing to satisfy Krishna, anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. Srila Rupa Goswami gives a definition of bhakti as like that. And then Narada Muni gives a definition of bhakti as well. He says, Sarva Upadhi Vinirmuktam. The first step in real devotional service is taking off all the designations that I am from this country, or I am a male, I am a female. All these are designations. This is all external. When I take off all these designations, I know that I am nirmala, without any impurity, pure. Tat paratvena nirmalam. Then when I'm in that pure state, Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam. The purified senses are engaged in the service of master of the senses. Hrishika Isha. Isha is the Lord, Hrishika is the senses. So Krishna is the Lord of the senses. So when the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord of the senses, that is called bhakti. So these are the two definitions of bhakti. One is from Rupa Goswami and one is from Narada Muni. So that bhakti is avyabhicharana bhakti. And when that bhakti is there, one naturally transcends these modes of material nature and one gets established in the fact that one is eternally part and parcel of Krishna. That is what is Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So that is verse 46. Then we go, verse 26. And then now we go to verse 27, which is the last verse of 14th chapter. And I'll just share the screen again and we can discuss this verse. So this verse is Brahmano hi pratisthaham
Brahmano hi pratisthapam
amritasya vyayasya cha
amritasya vyavasya
shashvatasya cha dharmasya
shashvatasya cha dharmasya
sukhasya ekantikasya cha.
Sukasya
ekantikasya cha.
Very beautiful verse, right? When you're saying this, it has a very beautiful way of, when we actually feel that beauty of the verse when we say these verses. So yeah, so here the word by word, Brahmanaha,
Brahmanaha
of the impersonal Brahma Jyoti.
of the
of the
impersonal
impersonal
Brahma Jyoti.
He
He
certainly,
certainly
Pratishtha,
pratishtha
the rest,
the rest.
the rest.
Aham,
Aham
I am,
I am
I am
Amritasya,
Amritasya
of the immortal,
of
of the immortal.
Avyayasya,
Avyayasya
Vyayasya
of the imperishable,
of
of
the
the
imperishable.
imperishable.
Cha,
Cha
Cha
also,
also
also
Shashvatasya,
Shashvatasya
Shashvatasya
of the eternal,
of the eternal.
eternal.
Cha,
Cha
and
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 Dharmasya,
Dharmasya
Dharmasya
of the constitutional position,
of the
of the
constitutional
constitutional position.
Sukhasya,
Sukasya
Sukhasya
of happiness,
of
of
happiness.
happiness.
Aikantikasya,
Ekantikasya
Ekantikasya
ultimate,
ultimate.
ultimate.
Cha,
Cha
Cha
also.
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 Translation. And I am the basis
And I am the
And the
basis
basis
of the impersonal Brahman,
of the
of the
impersonal
impersonal
Brahman,
Brahman,
which is immortal,
which is
is
immortal,
immortal,
imperishable,
imperishable,
and eternal,
and
eternal,
and is
and is
the constitutional position
the constitutional position
position
of ultimate happiness.
of
ultimate
ultimate
happiness.
happiness.
So in the previous verse, Krishna says, Mam choya avyapicharana bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So he mentions about the word Brahma, right? So now he is explaining
Amen.
what is Brahma. So and how is Brahman related to Krishna? Krishna is Parabrahma. So Arjuna, when he sees the universal form of Krishna, he says this prayer. He says that Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So, oh Krishna, you are the supreme Brahman. You are the supreme abode, Param Dhama. You are the supreme pure, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. Purusham, you are the actual original person. Shashvatam, you are the eternal person. Divyam, you are divine. Adi Devam, you are the origin of all the other uh, demigods. Ajam, you are unborn. And Vibhum, you are the greatest. So this is what Arjuna addresses. So Krishna is Para Brahma, the supreme Brahman. And all the living entities are the Brahmans in a sense of Anu. So Anu means Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetnanam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. Tam Atmastham Ye Anupashyanti Dhiras Tesham Shanti Shashwati Na Itaresham. This is mentioned in one of the Vedic scriptures where it says that Krishna is the original Nitya, the supreme person from whom all the other Nityas are coming, Nityanam. So Nitya is singular. Krishna is singular. Nityanam, all others are plural. Nityo Nityanam. Chetanas Chetananam. The supreme consciousness, and then you got the individual consciousness, Chetananam. Eko Bahunam. The supreme person is giving yo vidadati kaman. The supreme person is satisfying the whatever. So it's really interesting in this way that there is this statement: man proposes, God disposes. A very, very interesting statement in English, and that is really the truth, right? Whatever activities we are doing, it is not. There are a lot of things that are getting influenced, and finally there is something happening. So adishtanam tatha kartha karanam cha pritak vidam vividashcha pritak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. It is mentioned what are the different things which are coming together for an activity to get performed. What are the things? Adishtanam. Adishtanam is our body. Tatha karta. Karta is we doing the activity. Vividascha pritak cheshta karanam cha pritak vidam. So, karanam cha pritak vidam is all my senses. Like, for example, if I want to go somewhere, I have to use my sense of walking. The legs have to be used. If I want to do some activity, cooking or something, hands have to be used. If I want to talk to someone, I have to use my tongue. If I want to smell something, nose, like that, right? So you've got a jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. So all those indriyas have to work. They have to do some activity. The body has to be present. All these are different factors, and the activities have to be performed. And the final factor is daivam chaivatra panchamam. The Lord's the Lord has to finally say that yes, okay, this is done. so when the Lord says this is done, then that is done. So until then, you can keep doing lots and lots of activities, and it might succeed or it might not succeed. But when the Lord says this is the time now, I'm saying that this is done, then it is done. But that does not mean that we do not do any activities. That is what is karmanyavadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana. Ma karma phaleturbur mate sangotsva karmani. Krishna says that the important thing that is most important is that we keep doing our activities. It does not matter what result we are going to get. Sometimes it might be successful, sometimes it might not be. It does not matter. The important thing is keep doing the activities and dedicate it as an offering at the lotus feet of Krishna. So this particular verse, Brahmano hi pratishtaham, Krishna. So Krishna mentioned about Brahman. Now Krishna is saying, what is Brahman? So Brahman is based on me, Krishna says. Pratishtha aham. It is resting on me. Brahman is resting on me. And what is Brahman? Amritasya avyayasya cha. Amrita means no death. Mrita means which has death, right? So this is like deathless state. That is our original state. Because we are never born, we never die. So that is Amritasya avyayasya. It can never be extinguished. Shashvatasya, eternal. Dharmasya, it is pure religious, based on religiosity. Sukhasya ikantikasya cha. And it is that kind of bliss that is independent of everything else. In our normal experience in this material world, any kind of happiness that I get is dependent on something. Say, for example, I listen to this particular song, then I will be happy. I listen to this, then I'll be happy. I see this, then I'll be happy. I taste this particular food, then I'll be happy. So it is all dependent. In the material existence, any kind of happiness is dependent on getting something. But our original bliss is totally independent. Swarat. There is a word used, swarat, means independent. So there is a janmadhyasya yataha anvayad itarascha artheshu abhignyas swarat. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It uses the word swarat. That means independent. The Lord is independent, and we as eternal part and parcels of Lord are also independent to a certain degree. That independence is that um, uh, that we have the independence to love the Lord in whatever way we want. But if we misuse the independence, if I say that my only way of enjoyment is through my body and senses, and unfortunately, in a conditioned state of existence, person does not know anything else other than this. Because it's very rare. Like very rarely do we think about the mind, that I got these thoughts coming in, thoughts going out, and I am not these thoughts. Yeah, and what to speak of the body? Yeah, we always are constantly thinking that this is the only reality, but this is a relative reality. This reality is why is it a relative reality? Because the moment consciousness will go away from my body, this body has got no meaning. So what is this body based on? The absolute reality, which is consciousness, which is Brahman. So that is what Krishna says here. And that Brahman is resting on me, Krishna says, Para Brahman. And that is, the Lord is present as Paramatma, for example. So we are Atma. When the Brahman is in a particular body, it is Atma. And when the Atma is there, the Lord is there as Paramatma, the super soul. Upadrashta anumanta cha bharta bhokta maishvara paramatmeti cha piyukto dehesmin purusha para. Krishna says, within the body there is a supreme person. Who is the supreme person? The super soul. Super soul. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. The Lord is present in the heart of all the living entities. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rodhani mayaya. And depending on the desire of the living entities, the living entity is taking different types of births in this machine made up of matter. So depending on whatever desires I have, I'll keep getting different bodies to fulfill those material desires. But if I fix my mind on Krishna and yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram tam tam ivaiti konteya sada tad bhava bhaveta. If I'm constantly focusing my mind on Krishna, so when we are doing our normal work, obviously we cannot focus our mind on Krishna because the mind has to be focused on the work that we are doing, and that's fine. But the moment we have got a free time, the mind naturally should go at the lotus feet of Krishna. And when that happens, then what will happen is at the time of Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. Krishna says, Antakale, at the time of when we are taking the last breath, mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. So when one smaran is remembering Krishna, mam eva, Krishna says, only me, remembering only me, smaran muktva kalevaram, one is giving up the body, yah prayati sa mad bhavam. Krishna says, such a person attains my nature. That means one goes into that nitya leela. So generally, when we talk about pure devotees of Krishna, like Srila Prabhupada, we say nitya leela pravishta. That means one who has entered into the eternal pastimes of Krishna. So this is what our natural state is. Like we all have a very unique service to Krishna, and we'll know that service to Krishna when we are in a liberated state of existence. And then one is constantly in that state, and it does not matter where one is in after that. Narayana parasarvena kutashna bibhyati swarga apavarga narkeshu apitulyartha darshina. So what that verse says is that when one is totally surrendered onto Narayana Krishna, then one is not afraid of anything. Why? Because one is totally knows that everything is Krishna. Birth is Krishna, death is Krishna. Anything, whatever experience, that is Krishna. So when every bhayam ditya biniveshata syat, it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Why does fear happen? Fear happens because one thinks that there is something other than Krishna. Dvitiya biniveshata syat. So when there is only Krishna, where is fear? Because there is only Krishna. So that is what is Brahma. When one is in that state of Brahman, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. There is another verse where Krishna says, When one is in that state of Brahman, knowing that I am eternal part and parcel of Krishna, then one is prasanna, totally blissful. Na shochati, na kangshati. In that peaceful state, there is no hankering and there is no lamentation. Because hankering and lamentation happens because I think that I am this. The moment I think I am this has got lots of desires. And these desires may be fulfilled or may not be fulfilled. Even if it is fulfilled, there'll be next desire which will come, and there'll be next desire, and there is an endless stream of desire. So material desires. So if we can convert that endless stream of material desires into endless stream of spiritual desires in service of Krishna, then we are in a state of liberation. Then there is nothing is going to affect the person. It is samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param. One knows that everyone is actually an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, and one is in that state of supreme loving devotional service to Krishna. So that is the verse here. So I think we have discussed enough in terms of these two verses. So thank you very much for listening. If there's any comments or questions, we can discuss. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yes.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Krishne Matirastu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if there is any comments or questions, we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
No worries.
Prabhu, I kind of like came on the last two verses, but I kind of like pre-read the previous ones, quickly before joining. I think you kind of like answered this one already, but I still want to ask it. Like, I think, I think we've been reading Bhagavad Gita, and, I think it tells us a lot about, what a state of, let's say, a good devotee is, I think, for example, in the 14.2.2.2.5, right? Krishna talks about, how, a true devotee is who's someone who, who does not, lamentate, and he doesn't have any illuminations or attachments and that type of stuff, right? But obviously, we live in a world where, all of this is, just part and parcel, like, as we've been discussing. So if you start, let's say, knowing the glories of Krishna more intricately, would he then help you become all that he says is a good devotee as you grow in practice? Like, is that something that, automatically starts happening, or how, like, do you start seeing traits of, let's say, less attachment and that type of stuff as you grow deeper in bhakti, or is there something else that you need to do for it? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm phrasing that well, but like, is there like a organic support that starts happening, or or even to get that organic support, you have to do some other practices, um
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you very much, Adi Prabhu, for that question. So basically, the thing here is we are all individuals, right, at the end of the day. So depending on what kind of individual we are, we will have different ways of engaging in the spiritual practices. So there might be some individual who has got more inclination to for jnana marga. That means one is constantly analyzing that I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. That I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not the senses, I am not the intelligence, I am not the false ego. Then who am I? I am an eternal. So that is jnana yogi. Then there will be someone who is uniquely karma yogi, for example. One constantly wants to do lots and lots of work, but one wants to dedicate everything to the lotus feet of Krishna. Then the bhakti yogi. Bhakti yogi is that one just wants to remember Krishna, and of course one does all the activities as well, but the remembrance of Krishna is the prime motive for that person. So yes, so all those qualities that are mentioned, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunair tatra samasate sura. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It says that yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. So if someone has got this bhakti, love for Bhagavati, Krishna, yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. Akinchana means unadulterated, pure loving devotional service. Sarvair gunair tatra samasate sura. That particular verse mentions that all good qualities are automatically seen in that person. So yes, so to answer your question, when one is in that pure loving devotional service, automatically all those qualities, whatever is mentioned from 22 to 25, all those qualities are seen in that person automatically. One does not need to endeavor to
Okay.
get those qualities separately.
Yeah, Prabhu, no,
Huh?
I got it. Yeah. No, I think that
Yeah.
verse made the most sense.
Yes, yeah. There is another verse. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayada Haitukam. So when one has got this, when one has this unalloyed loving devotional service to Krishna, automatically jnana and vairagya will come. The jnana is the transcendental knowledge, and vairagya is that renunciation. Because when we look at those verses, and it's really a very beautiful set of verses. So I think we can have a look at them as well quickly. The ones that you have mentioned, like so basically in this, for example, prakasham cha pravrittim cha moham eva cha pandava na dveshte sampravrittani na nivrittani kankshate. So when some illuminating experience is coming, one is not attached to it, that I want to keep holding on to that illuminating experience. No. And when some bad, like when I'm suddenly in mode of passion or ignorance, I'm not hating that as well. Because I know that this, as long as I have this body, these modes are going to act. Sometimes there'll be mode of passion, sometimes mode of ignorance, sometimes a mode of goodness. So one is neither attached to nor one is detached from the good and bad. One is equal. Udasino vadas. Yeah. So all those good qualities, sama dukkha sukha swastha. This is very beautiful actually. Sama loshta ashma kanchana. One considers the stone and gold the same. It's kind of amazing. Tulya priya priyo dhiras. Tulya ninda atma samstuti. Someone is saying bad things about me, I'm fine. Someone is saying good things about me, I'm not going into the cloud nine. It's man apmanayos tulyas tulya mitra. Why? Because one is totally absorbed in Krishna. Because of absorption in Krishna, everything else is insignificant in front of that. And therefore, all these qualities automatically come in.
Yeah. No, but that makes sense. This also ties back to the steadiness of, how one should, like, I think in one of the chapters, Krishna talks about, again, similar to this verse, of how, one should not be utterly, unhappy and utterly happy, and always should be steady-minded in, one state today. So, it's kind of very good to see that it keeps coming back. All these lessons, like all these preachings, they come back to you in different ways in different chapters. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like in chapter 2, there is a sthita prajna. That is what Krishna asks. So one who is steady in their whole existence. In terms of how they deal with things. So Arjuna actually asks, what is prajahati sarvan karman sada partham manogatan atmani eva atmanutushtas tasya prajna pratishtita. Krishna talks about different aspects where he says that when one is situated within the self, so one knows that the real bliss and happiness is within. The external things are an impetus in terms of external stimulus, but the real bliss and real happiness is within. There is one verse where it gives a very beautiful example. Apurya manam achalam pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantim apnoti na kamakami. Very beautiful verse. What Krishna says is that just like the rivers of the water are going into the ocean, but still the ocean does not go out of its right. You got a seashore, right? And seashore is always the seashore there. It is not coming out of the seashore, and it is not taking off all
Full
the land and
capacity.
everything.
Yeah.
Right. So in the same way, Krishna says, Tadmat Tadvat Kamayam Pravishanti Sarve. Similarly, the desires for material enjoyment will keep coming. As long as I have this material body, it will be there. Sa Shantim Apnoti na Kama Kami. Who gets real peace? One who notices this, that this is coming, but does not get bewildered by it, does not get entangled by it, because this is bound to come. Until the time I have this material body, the material desires are bound to come. But the important thing here is to know that this is not me. This is a thought that is coming, and this thought might remain for a good bit of time, but it will go away, and then another thought will come, another desire will come, another desire will come. So if I just notice that this is coming, then I am, I will not be influenced by it. The challenge that we have in this material condition is that for some thoughts, I give it a red carpet welcome. What do I mean by that? That means I become too much attached to that thought. The moment I get attached to that thought, I have held on to that desire, and that desire is going to take me into this entanglement again. So just to notice that what is the desire. If it is Krishna conscious desire, then I give it a red carpet welcome, and then then we are in a spiritual state of existence. I think that is the important thing here. But yes, to answer your question, Prabhu, yeah, that is right. I think it is when one is absorbed in Krishna, automatically all the good qualities are seen in that. Hara bhaktasya kuto mahadgunat manorathena sato dhavato bahi. In the same verse, it is said that, and this is a very controversial part actually. That verse is saying that for a person who is not a devotee of Krishna, what good qualities do they have? Actually, that verse says that, and it's a bit of a controversial verse. In that sense, it's controversial, because someone in the general existence, we say that do good, be good. You don't need to, like, there are a lot of people like that, right? You don't need to worship anyone. You don't need to go to the temple. You don't need to go to the church. You don't need to do anything. Just be good, do good, be nice to people. That's fine. That's fine. If a person is fine with that, it's fine for them. It's fine for them. It's fine for the society. Everything is good. But what is happening is manorathena asato dhavato bahi. The last line of that verse says that it's all good. Everything is good, all good. Materially, everything is nice. But one is in the platform of mind. Manorathena. In the chariot of mind. Dhavato asato bahi. And one is only thinking from the perspective of the body. One is not knowing that we are never born and we will never die. So that part is missing for that person. And that is an unfortunate situation, because in the human form of life, we can actually realize that I am never born and I will never die. In the other forms of life, if you see any animal, like they also have like within their own friend circle, they will have their friend circle. They will have their own ways of behavior and things like that. Everything will be there in an animal as well. So what is distinguishing the animal from human is dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. What is dharma? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. The dharma is this understanding that we are all eternal. That is the real goal of dharma. Until then, it is all you've got this dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, chatur purusharthas. The dharma that is mentioned in the chatur purusharthas is doing all our work very nicely. That is good. That is needed. That is like a basic. Then artha, I make money. When I make money, what do I want to do with money? Kama. I want to enjoy my senses. And once I'm doing everything nicely, I'm getting money, I'm enjoying the senses, then finally moksha. I want liberation. So that is the Chaturpurta. But prema is prema pumartho mahan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that prema transcends all these things, because prema is just love for Krishna. That's why that one of the verses of Krishna is very important. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Krishna says that give up all kinds of religious duties and just surrender unto me. I will ensure that that if there is any reactions coming from giving up, I will ensure that you won't have any reactions. Don't worry about this. So it's kind of amazing that that the love for the Lord transcends everything else, and naturally brings in all the good qualities in a person.
Yeah, Prabhu. No, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for the question. It's good to discuss. So we will then now do the Narasimha Pranam mantra. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Daine.
Prahlada-daine.
Hiranyakashe Purvaksha.
Hiranyakashipu.
Tilatankanakalaye.
Tilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Yato yami tato Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narsimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narsimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Brinda Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Jaya Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari.
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad.
Hari Bol Hari
Hari
Bol Hari Bol
Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol. Hari
Hari Bol
Bol.
Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
जय
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठावतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु कृष्णे मतिरस्तु हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you. Thank you.
थैंक्स अ लॉट
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
हरे